In the heart of Rio, José Gomes and Caroline Bezerra patrol in search of children and teenagers in vulnerable situations.
Do you remember when you left school?
At the age of 12.
These two brothers, 11 and 13, and not in school, have no identity documents. A common situation in the streets of Rio, where, according to the mayor's office, nearly 10,000 are homeless. A figure seen as an underestimate by this association.
Without documents, it is difficult for them to register at school, to go to the hospital, except maybe for emergencies. They run into all these problems when they try to get off the street and into society.
To help people without identity documents, since 2014 the Rio Court has been running this justice bus. Transformed into a courtroom, volunteer magistrates and social workers help people who want to get their documents in order. People like Lucia da Silva. At the age of 51, this domestic worker has come to get her birth certificate. She's never had one, and all her life it's deprived her of the most basic rights. For her and her daughter, it's an emotional moment.
I've been through so many difficulties without documents.
Because, for example, some of her bosses took advantage of the situation because she had no documents. She comes from a poor region. She's illiterate. It's really sad.
I never had a contract. I was like a slave.
Lucia is one of the 3 million Brazilians who, in administrative terms, do not exist. Ghost citizens who, a few months before the presidential elections, do not have the right to vote.
This is a result of misinformation about the importance of documentation and social and economic vulnerability. We get families with many children who live far away without access to transportation, and the whole process is bureaucratic and slow.
In the last 8 years, the Justice Bus volunteers have helped 28,000 people get their documents in order. Like all of them, Lucia has finally become a citizen of Brazil.
I'm going to get my identity card. I'm going to make a contribution for my pension. I'm going to have rights.
With her precious documents in hand, she's now looking forward to learning to read and write, and also, in October's elections, for the first time in her life, to having her say in choosing the president.